Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to start playing the video, and then I'm going to talk as we're going. And if you have any questions or anything, drop in discussions, and we can talk about it. So let's get this video rocking and rolling right now. I'm going to turn the volume up on my computer, and hopefully you guys can hear it okay. And if you can't, let me know.
We help to.
Sorry, I didn't rewind it. Let's go.
Have a seat. Cedric, no, join me.
This is an amazing speech, guys.
I'm going to wrap this up. I know all of y'all ready to go. Everybody hungry. Mr. Coleman probably need to take some pain medicine or something. I know he hurt. Dexter looked hungry as hell.
Let's talk about Dexter Jackson.
Bodybuilding.
Just so you know, he's on this panel because he's the 2017 Arnold Classic champion. This is Cedric McMillan. Let's go. IFBB Pro Bodybuilder.
It is the most superficial sport in the world. And some people do it for superficial reasons. Because they want to make money. They want prestige. You know, they want to be looked up to. They want to be the biggest, you know, most intimidating person, whatever. But there are some people that do it for reasons that are not superficial because they have a genuine love, right? And what's sad is that there are people that have participated in this sport and gave more than 100% to it, but we never have a chance to celebrate them like this because 1% get to call themselves a champion and be able to come to be celebrated. But those lives and those careers of those people that gave everything are just as valuable as that 1% that actually have a chance to be celebrated. And I think that's important. Now, we can talk about...
Basically, yeah. So he's sort of just talking about there. He's talking about how everyone is a champion, and basically how he's saying is all these people sacrifice so much to be bodybuilders, even like people like myself, right? We live the life, we live the lifestyle, but we don't get to, no one appreciates all the hard work we do unless you're that 1% that's a champion bodybuilder, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger or Cedric McMillan or Ronnie Coleman or whatever, or Jay Cutler or C-Bum, Chris Bumstead, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not that, you don't get any praise or anybody saying, hey, good work, hard work, good job with all the hard work, all that stuff. But we're all bodybuilders, okay? If you sacrifice anything to go after whatever your goal is, some people just don't get recognized for that. And he's sort of talking about that, which is really good to talk about. So let's get back into the video. This is Cedric McMillan, the Arnold Classic 2017 champion.
Who's Mr. Olympia, who's the Arnold Classic winner and stuff like that. But when I look out, you know, some of y'all already left, so you're going to listen to this later.
Yeah.
But I see people that have to damn go to work in the morning. I see people that got off work, you know, took days off to be able to come here. And you trying to figure out how you can manage your money in order to pay your bills, do what you do in the gym, and get your food and supplements, trying to manage family and all your other responsibilities, and then go to the gym. That effort,
he's talking about
just as valuable as
he's talking about how everyone, even the average person, sacrificed a lot.
Nobody gets a chance to celebrate that.
It's a good point.
So,
I'm telling you guys, watch this video. It's on Cedric McMillan's channel, actually. You want to watch the whole thing because it actually gets better as it goes on. Because I just started watching I saw it on TikTok come up, and someone had a shorter version of it. But it came up on TikTok, and I started watching it, and I said, holy shit, this is pretty damn... This is a deep video. He's a pretty deep guy. Like, to him, it's much more than just competing. It's much more than just winning. He really appreciates the journey, and he really talks about that. So let's go.
I'm here to say that for me, you are Mr. and Mrs. Olympia. You are the Mr. and Mrs. Arnold Classic champions because, you know, think about it. Think about this industry. You know, we help to endorse supplement products and we promote the sport. And we get the privilege of focusing on bodybuilding all day long. and we promote it to people that can't focus on it all day long, you know. And there's some understanding that needs to be put in place for that. And I want to tell you, as a soldier working 12, 14, sometimes 20 hours a day, but wanting to be a bodybuilder, that I understand you. And I understand what your struggles are, and I understand where you come from.
When he says a soldier, he's not just meaning like a soldier, like working through. He means like literally he's a soldier. He was in the, I don't know if he's in the United States Army. He's a United States Army instructor. So he knows what it's like to be a soldier and still go after your dream of being a bodybuilder. So you put in all that effort, time, training and all that while also being a soldier. So he knows what it's like to juggle a full-time career and to go after your dream of being a professional bodybuilder. Okay, let's go.
You don't compete, you don't lift weights, you don't exercise for superficial reasons. Some of you just do it because you want to be healthy. Some of you do it just because you love it. And that is just as special as doing it for a championship for me. So, and without you, we don't even have a reason to be here. We're here for you. So, I love you. You know what I'm saying?
He's talking about the fans.
And I was you, looking at these guys and wanting to be like them, or wanting to apply their motivation to my life and whatever it was that I was doing. And so that's all I have to say about that. But one more thing, I look at these, everybody that's sitting up here and all these champions, and some of them gone. And last year when I won, I was able to say something about 8-year-old Cedric sitting on the living room floor looking at TV and seeing Conan the Barbarian. And I remember a bodybuilding show was on ESPN, and it's pictures of me at 5 years old flexing muscles. I don't even remember this, but anytime somebody see anything with muscle related, somebody calling me. I'm outside and somebody say, "Hey, Cedric, them bodybuilders on TV," and I run in and I look at them and amazed by it.
Yeah, bodybuilders are like superheroes, especially when you're a kid, right?
People here, and coming from the situation that I came from, and some people up here can relate. I hear your stories. I didn't have an image to look up to want to be like. I didn't have a daddy to teach me a skill or teach me confidence or determination or to teach me how to have a killer instinct or to teach me not to give up or not to quit. I didn't have nobody to teach me those things, so I never was able to develop those. But to see that in these men here gave me something to want to inspire to be in the absence of anything. What am I supposed to do? Just grow up, get a job, help pay bills. That's what it is. And looking at them made me say I want to be like them, and I want to, I didn't have confidence enough to play sports in school because, oh man, if I don't catch the ball or if my shot don't go in, we will be the reason why I lose, and I don't want that responsibility. I'm not confident enough to deal with that. But I was able to close myself off.
And just so you know, guys, this guy was one of the biggest bodybuilders on stage. He stands 6'1", or he did stand 6'1", because he actually passed away in 2022 at the age of 44. So rest in peace, Cedric McMillan. But yeah, so he competed anywhere between like 265 to 285 on stage shredded, right? His off-season weight got up to about 310, and he stood at 6'1", okay? So he's one of the big boys, and he won I think his biggest feat ever, or his biggest accomplishment in pro bodybuilding, was winning the Arnold Classic in 2017 and getting on stage and shaking the hand of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was his childhood hero, who inspired him through the movies Conan the Barbarian and all that kind of stuff to get into bodybuilding and want to be a superhero like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, let's get back into the video.
Into my bedroom and do my push-ups and sit-ups, and I was able to flip through the magazine. You didn't have money to buy a magazine. The magazines people gave me, old magazines, because they know how much I love it. I'm able to do my push-ups in my room and do my sit-ups. It's a man that my mama in love with, and he mad today, and he beating my mama up. Now, I'm not strong enough to go stop him, but one day I will be, so I'm just I'm gonna do these curls. I want to kill him, but I'm gonna kill these curls until I can stop him. You know, some people do this for reasons that are not superficial, okay? And all of this comes from seeing these champions, but we all can apply these values to the different parts of our life that we have. When I decided one day, you know what, I can be a bodybuilder, I'm gonna try it. It immediately went back to the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, to all of those images that I love. And what I wanted to do.
Yeah, 90s and 80s bodybuilders is what's the big inspiration for the new class called Men's Classic Physique. Well, it's been around for about, whatever, 10 years approximately. So Men's Classic Physique is basically what the 80s and 90s bodybuilders look like. Well, not actually, more the 80s bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that. But when he goes 90s, he's talking about like having all the mass and all that stuff, like a flex wheeler and stuff like that. I guess that's not classic physique. But Arnold Schwarzenegger's physique in his era would have been more the men's classic physique, like the Chris Bumstead look, like what Sam Sulek is competing in. But anyways, let's get back to Cedric and his inspiration.
I watched bodybuilding evolve. As Mr. Ashley said, it evolves. Everything, every sport does. But as the sport evolved, my image of it didn't. My vision of what was beautiful in the sport didn't change. And what I wanted to do was represent the part of bodybuilding that I fell in love with. And, there'd be a few times with some of these guys I've talked to privately, and I tell them, but now I can just say it to everybody. All I wanted, look, let me say this first. I don't have this killer instinct. I don't have this drive and determination that says, I come to every show to win. I heard that said a lot. Why? Because, man, I wasn't born a winner. Being a winner ain't something that I ever thought I could do. And even still now, I'll be backstage or getting ready for a show, scared, because I know I'm probably going to lose. And some people will say, well, that way of thinking, you'll never win, Okay, so that leads me to say this. Sometimes the things that you do is not necessarily about the win. It's about the process that you go through to get to the point where you can win or lose. And for me, that's what it's about. Not a superficial reason like winning, but an unsuperficial reason like trying. And some people say, try is not a word. Yes, it is. And I love to try, right? Look.
He's speaking facts here.
If you dream it, you can achieve it. You heard people say that? I can dream to have a bigger penis all day.
Oh, my gosh.
It ain't gonna grow, bro. It ain't gonna grow. It ain't gonna grow. However, working towards it could make me a better person. It might give me a little something.
It's about the journey.
Just by trying, you know what I'm saying?
This guy's funny.
Or something, So I like to try, because trying is what makes you a better person. Trying is what life is about. Trying to achieve something. And let me say this. You ain't got to be Mr. Olympia to be a good bodybuilder, man. And whenever I typed in, I'm telling you right now, it was 2001, I'm typing in old school bodybuilding, classic bodybuilding. And I seen people, and I'm like, okay, he was Mr. Olympian. No, he wasn't. He was Mr. Olympian. No, he wasn't. And I'm saying, man, why all these beautiful bodies ain't never had a chance to be that? And it's just because that's just how life is sometimes, 1%, But it still don't mean that their accomplishments are any less than that 1%. So anyway, getting back to my story, what I wanted to be able to do was, for these guys that have been champions and that have paved the way for us, not even trying to pave the way, they just doing their thing. They trying to win shows. Mr. Ashley is, what do you say, tenacious. I'm trying to win. He ain't thinking about no nigga from the hood living in the projects. He ain't thinking about me. He trying to do his thing.
This is uncensored, guys. This is Cedric's channel, not mine, okay? Because I was actually gonna try and record the video first and bleep out a few of the words he said, but then I say, you know what? It's not worth all the effort, and it's Cedric's channel. It's him saying it, not me. So let's rock and roll.
But I'm looking at him while he's doing it, and I'm creating this image for myself that I could possibly be that, So So he influenced me indirectly, you know. So what I wanted was, when I do my thing, I'm doing it for them, and I'm doing it as a recognition and an appreciation for them giving me something to want to be in life. And I just hope that they can look at me, you know, and look, man, I got my ass beat all up and down the stage. You know, whatever place you want to name, I got it, right? You know, I lose more than I win. But I hope that they can look at me and say, you know what, man, back when we was doing our thing, he looked like how we used to look at. He kind of, you know, doing it the way we used to do it. He posed the way we used to do it, so that I can give my appreciation back to them by what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to represent. And so that's what I'm thankful for. And one last thing that I want to say is, don't let nobody define to you what is winning and what is losing. Don't let the social media shit mess you up. You know, we look and we see people and what they do, and we see comments, and sometimes that drives our behavior. But what you got to do, man, is be true to yourself and let, you know, when all this is finished, and, you know, when we hang out.
This is quite the deep speech. This was in 2018, guys. And he's talking about social media and how not to let others on social media dictate how you live your life and all that stuff, and don't look up to others and don't feel the pressure of social media. He's saying this back in 2018, 7 years ago. And it's even more prevalent now. So this guy's saying this guy's dropping some real knowledge here. And this speech is one of those speeches that I'm so glad I got to see, because Cedric's not with us anymore. He died in 2022, guys. But he has this speech to be left on YouTube that forever will be seen. And it will forever, this will be a timeless speech, right? Unless social media is not a thing in 20 years, who knows, right? But it would be a timeless thing, because it's all about the journey. It's all about not comparing yourself to others. It's all about being yourself. It's all about being authentic. He's really nailing it. This speech, I'm really glad I heard it, and I'm glad you guys are seeing it. So let's get back into it. I think he's closing it out here in a second.
Posing trunks up, but when we put our workout gloves in the closet forever, let, you know, what you have done along the way be something that you can be proud of, and be true to that. Not, let me do what's popular so I can get this W. You know, this is what the judges is looking for, so let me try to be that in order. Nah, you be what you want to be. You know, win or lose, be true to yourself, you know. And if you ain't being true to yourself and you just trying to do whatever is going to get you this superficial win, then are you really genuine, you know? So anyway, that's all I want to say. Bob Chick, you got some long ass shoes on.
Well, Seth, thank you very much. And
That was good. I'm telling you, like, I'm
Cedric,
pretty impressed by
One of the things I
that.
love most about you is your honesty, your
Bob
ability to
Cicciarello, or
connect
what
with
is
the audience, and certainly some of the most colorful analogies I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So,
That was good, guys. I'm hoping you got to see it. That was, let me just stop this right now. I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to turn the whole YouTube off. Yeah, that was Cedric McMillan. You know what I mean? It's sad to say, rest in peace, Cedric. He's such a soft-spoken guy. He's such a role model for the sport. He was born August 17th, 1977. Died, what is it? April 12th, 2022, guys. Okay, so he's only 44 years old. He's an American IFBB professional bodybuilder. He was an instructor in the United States Army. His last victory was a 2017 Arnold Classic, but I think he competed right up until 2022. He has 4 kids, so 4 children. What else we got here about him? Yeah, no, his last competition, his last pro show was 2020. And it was actually the Arnold Classic, which is quite fitting. And he got 6th. Just like he said in that speech, his placings ranged all over the place at the Arnold Classic. and in pro shows, because he basically brought the physique that he liked. Because at first he used to chase what the judges are looking for, but then he decided just to chase what he thought was a beautiful aesthetic physique. So he started bringing more mass to the stage, and maybe not quite as defined, because before everyone was like, oh, you got to be more cut, you got to be more shredded, you got to be this. But then you started just saying, oh, I'm going for a more fuller, muscular bodybuilder look. And he started doing that, and sometimes it paid off, sometimes it didn't. It definitely paid off with his 2017 Arnold Classic win. So anyways, I'm hoping you like that. That was the Cedric McMillan speech. It's an epic speech that everyone should hear. And it applies to anything in life, guys. Like, no matter what you are doing in life, what your goals are, what it is you're striving to be, or whatever. It's just had a real good life message about enjoy the journey, be yourself, be authentic, and then be happy with what you present, right? And don't try to please other people, because above all, you got to please yourself, if that makes sense, right? You got to be happy with what you're doing, what you're delivering, that kind of thing. Anyways, there's my little thing. So yeah, that's about it for the day, guys. I just finished the workout, so I'm just going to jump off here. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Unless anyone wants to come on here and do some questions and stuff about anything. Talk to me about anything. I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. You can find me on all social medias, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, of course. Shaun Campbell 2.0. I talk about mostly, one thing that's funny, yeah, I'm covering this, and he's obviously not a natural bodybuilder, and I promote and run natural bodybuilding competitions, live the natural bodybuilding lifestyle, all that stuff. But I also want to cover the YouTube, like stuff that's motivating on YouTube, the stuff that's trendy on YouTube, the stuff that people are talking about on YouTube, and stuff that I'm interested in. When I saw that speech, I was very interested in the speech. Just because someone does drugs doesn't mean they can't give a good speech, you know what I mean? They can't be motivating, inspiring. Look at all these people that love The Rock and watch his movies and all that stuff. He's also not a natural athlete by any means, okay? So yeah, so I'm just hoping you got a chance. If you didn't see the video and you're just jumping on, you're seeing me right now talking, rewind the video back, watch the video over from the beginning, because the speech, I show the full thing. The speech he gave at the 2018, it was like the champion table type vibe, right? It was like a panel of champions of the Arnold Classic, and they all had their time to talk. And he actually didn't just talk, he gave a speech. And it was an amazing speech, and I got a round of applause from it, as you could tell when he's telling it. So it's very inspiring. And Cedric McMillan, I'm just happy that I got to see that speech. I'm happy that you guys get to see it, because this way his legacy lives on forever. And the message that he has needs to live on forever, because that message is impressive. That message is something everyone needs to hear. It's great to see that. That's another beautiful thing about the internet and YouTube and stuff like that, is no matter what, so even people like you, even if you're a content creator and you don't have a big following or all that, but your videos will stay there forever. Your legacy will be there forever. If you have family, friends, or whatever that want to see what you did in your past, it's documented. Like one day you're going to look back at, or I'll look back at my videos 20 years from now and say, oh my God, remember those days when I was whatever, doing this, that, and the other. It's just amazing. Or people like you could be, or when you're long past, your family, your kids can look at him and say, oh my God, there's my dad, his YouTube channel. Remember that? Whatever. It's just amazing, guys. So YouTube's never a waste of time. Anyways, his message is amazing. I'm glad you got to see it. And I'm going to jump off here. And I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. And I will see you when I see you next.